Now, my mother, and I should have brought this up in the first podcast about getting older, but my mother has gotten older, and with the constant changes of technology, it's becoming an issue. Like when she first got a computer in '98, she go to onto the internet. She had to click on the AOL icon, and once you get onto the icon, you get to the login screen, and you type in your screen name and your password, and you're on the internet. Well, no one uses AOL anymore except my mother. So now it's trouble getting on because now she goes to the internet provider and she types in the screen name, doesn't go anywhere, and thinks there's something wrong with the computer. She's like, oh, this wants to call Microsoft. Apparently my mother's too impatient, because like apparently the internet's tripping. I'm like telling her, no, this is what you do. He's like, you go to Google and you type this, and once you get to where you go, then you type in the password. My mother has no impatience because my mother keeps trying to call Microsoft. And I'm like, first of all, I'm trying to explain to her, like, you can't just type in your name. How does the internet know who you are if you just type your name into Google? Like, you think you're Beyonce? Even if the internet knew who you are, maybe the internet has a fetish for the color purple, it's not going to know where you want to go. I said, look, you just I'm going to write this down exactly. You do this, then you type this in, and then I'll bring you to where you go. Then you type in the screen name and password. But my mother doesn't have time for that. So now my mother's like upset, and like she's like calling Microsoft and explaining that she has a problem with the computer. It's like the internet is broken. And she's like, I can't get to my emails. What's wrong with you? And the instructions person is like, oh, how it sounds so mundane that you have to start from the beginning. Like you're past where they want you to start, but you have to start way from the beginning and follow a procedure, protocol. And I think these things are like made for my mother, because when they speak to her mother, it's like Microsoft rep is like, okay, is your computer on? I was like, no, do you want me to turn the computer on? It's like, yes. You'd have to turn the computer on so we can repair it. Yeah, so just to ask you out of the blue, is the display monitor on? Oh, you mean the TV screen thing? No, but I could turn it on. I'm like, really? But I can just imagine this conversation all this happening, because there's like, I can't log on to Wowcom. It's like, on to what? Like, I'm trying to go to Wowcom. Like, are you saying welcome? Like, no, the website, Wowcom. It's like, is that a new website? I never heard of that. Like, would you mind spelling the website out? Like, yes, www.waolcom. Wowcom. And I'm pretty sure the phone was like, ma'am, that's www period AOL period com. So my mother's like, fine. Well, I'm not able to get on com. I think your internet is broken. He said, my son told me what to do. He told me that I go to Wildcom, so now I look stupid. And I'm like, good thing is my mother doesn't stutter, because then she'd probably still be having a conversation. I'm trying to get the like, hey, someone call Uncle Bob. I think Shirley's flooded. My parents, like my mother wants things her way. So much so, she tells stories of her childhood and growing up. Her crush was Harry Belafonte. So she married someone who looked like Harry Belafonte. Exactly, like a Native American Harry Belafonte who speaks like John Wayne. And I was like, what, did you just like both of their movies? It's funny, since being Native American, he could actually call the white man Pilgrim, and he has the authorization to do so. And a guy named Mike really loved golf, and so now I've learned I do not complain about golf anymore, because I realize I'm in excellent athletic shape if you consider golf a pro sport. And how is golf a sport? Because nature can't play defense. Like if I want to hit the ball somewhere just to go get it myself, to hit it away again, I might as well just play fetch with the cat. Golf and trouble logging in, that's something parents do. And speaking of which, I know about parenting now. I've actually went through the adoption process and made it official. I now have a cat. People say having a dog and a cat doesn't make you a parent. But if you have to go through an adoption process, it does. Because not only do you have to fill out the application or adoption, you know, you have to wait, and then you have to be interviewed in person. You get a home visit. You got to show proof of employment, 2 references, non-family, and a letter from the landlord. You know, you don't have to go through that to get a car. And these people don't know. People trying to say owning a cat doesn't make you a parent. They obviously never had to take a pet to the vet, because pets know, you know. Like if you take your kid to the doctor, you know, that kid may throw a tantrum the night before and a tantrum the day of. A cat becomes a skeptical a whole week before. You know, you find yourself spelling out words to people in front of the cat. You know, like I made an appointment for the VET. You know, my cat is Siamese, so I'm thinking he probably knows how to spell. My cat is smart. He certainly can tell time. You know, he comes to me about eating at the same time every 12 hours. But when a pet has to go to the vet, you know, they become like Jedi masters, you know, and they can sense a disturbance in the force. Taking a cat to the vet is like trying to plan a surprise party that's going to involve violence. You know, surprise. First of all, like with my previous cat, you know, my cat knew how to hide. Knew she was going to the vet and knew how to hide, you know. And I had to go through each hiding space that she used in the past. You know, like checking off under the bed, no. Behind the crate of records, no. Behind the toilet bowl tank, water tank, no. Between the refrigerator and the wall, no. I had a checklist. But my cat would never use the same place twice. It's made it harder. You know, now I've like done wasting an hour trying to find the cat. So now I got to call the vet and reschedule for a later time that day, and I get frustrated going through all this. And it's summertime, and it was hot too. And the only reason I found her because it was so hot that day that when I turned on the ceiling fan, she slipped off the fan blade and fell into my arms. That's how intense cats know how to hide. But that was only solving one part of it. It's virtually impossible for one person to put a cat in a pet carrier. It takes you getting some help. Problem is, my cat doesn't trust everybody, you know. It trusts my mother, you know. Like when I'm not home, I'm not able to go home. I can call my mother like, hey, can you make sure that you can go feed the cat for me? Because I'm not going to be home. You know, can you do that? Because cat trusts you. And my cat's used to her, right? You know, she became docile with my mother. But you figure my mother helped getting my cat into a pet carrier, it'd be easy or wrong. It becomes the fight for your life to get a cat in a carrier. Because cats know how to put their paws out and with their claws extended and put it outside the box so they don't get their legs in. They know how to stretch their body out. And you try to grab the legs to curve it into the box, and the top part of the body is moving around. And I realized it's like the only way to get the cat in the carrier, you actually have to cover the cat's eyes. So then with their front paws, you know, cover the eyes like bird box, you know, which would only piss my cat off more because my cat would be mad at bird box. Actually, isn't about caged birds. But, you know, you cover the eyes, you try to move your hands with their paws, and you just slide them into the cage and close the door quickly before they turn around. Then they get to deal with her upset in the cage, you know, because they have this growling. It's not hissing, you know, it's more like a guttural growling. Like I thought she was going to start singing some old slave cat spiritual. And walking down the street in this huge carrier, and she's jerking wildly in the box, and you hear this heavy growling, and he's trying to control the box. It just looks strange to people. You know, you're like, what the hell? You're like, did you trap a Tasmanian devil in there? They can't understand what it is, because the sound they're hearing, like, hey, do you have a bobcat in there? I'm like, who? Oh, you mean Cuddles here? Here's the weirdest thing about it. I can never understand about going to the vet. As big of a stink that she made about going in the box and staying in the box, you get to the vet's office and open the box, now she don't want to come out. And I'm like, oh, you know, like, isn't this what you wanted before we left the house, was to get out of the box? Like the doctor literally has to hold the cage upside down, but my cat knew how to hold up the body against the side of the walls, and so she wants to fall out. I literally had to dismantle the whole box to get her out. And now she's being examined and prodded, and she stays looking at me with her eyes low, and she's that guttural growl. And it's like, you did this to me. And when we get home, it's on. And she did that thing with her paws, you know, with one paw, she pointed at her eyes and at my eyes and back to her eyes. So I was like, man, it's It's gonna be a fight when you get back home. You know. But here's the thing. Now, once the exam is over, you know, I knew everything I had to go through to get her into the box. Exam is over. I open the box. She walked right in, like easy peasy. Like, what is this? Passive aggressive in reverse? Because the doctor has a hospital staff. It's like, I know we got a bunch of people to make sure you get in the cage now. Oh, now you like the cage. So I go home. You know, I had to bring my mother with me to the vet. And because when we come back home, I was like, I'm going to need help getting my cat out. But now I figured to just prepare myself. And I open the cage, cat runs out. And then I was hiding, you know. I don't know where she is, but I know she's somewhere in the room because I can still hear her growling. Sound like she's somewhere seething, you know. But I can definitely hear her, you know. Because it's more like angry displeasure sounds. Almost like a cat was in heat but is mad about it, you know. You know, it's like she really wants to curse but don't know how to pronounce the words in English. But she made these like guttural sounds. It was like, and of course my mother heard that, and right away she's thinking, well, I think your cat wants to get on the internet. Okay. So of course for now, that's all I have for now. This is part 2 of part 2. I have to thank you all for listening to the Gag Order Podcast, episode 2, part 2. You know, it's all relative. I have to say thank you for stopping by. Please hit that like button. Even if you didn't, so what? Who's gonna know? It'll be our secret. And please subscribe. But hit the like button to show the computer algorithms I'm relevant, even if no one knows who I am. But here's your chance to know me better. So subscribe to the channel. Leave comments. I mean, what are you afraid of? Improving my self-esteem? Like that's gonna happen? But seriously, why not just be you? Be different. Subscribe like everyone else. You know, of course, by everyone, I mean myself. But you can change that. It's on you, America. My name is Drakey. I'm out.